Hi there, this is Srikant. So in this lesson we are going to continue our studies on introduction to Java programming. Okay, so in the last lesson we have focused on entirely on how to write a small program to print the hello world message. So now let's look into the inner details of how the program, or where the program is being stored, and where the generated bytecode is stored, and all those inner details. Okay, so first let me launch the IDE. So as we know that we are using NetBeans 8.0, which is the latest version. NetBeans takes a moment to load all the time. Okay. It's taking a moment. Okay. So first let's create a new project once again here. So file new project, Java application. Next, let's name our project as Java hello 2. Okay, so this creates a new project with all the so if you observe here, if you go to the projects here, okay, so you have the previous projects which have created on the left hand side. So this is the project which we have created. The NetBeans, the beauty of NetBeans is that it creates a package by default with the name of the project name, okay, and also it creates a file with the name of the project and the package with .java extension. Okay, so .java is the extension which is used for Java files, which we know that already. Okay, so here we have so this is the basic structure. So let me create the other projects here to avoid the confusion. So we have Java hello 2, the project which we have created right now, and it contains two subfolders, okay, which all were created by default when you create a new project in NetBeans. So first one is source packages, which contains what are all the packages. So we have studied in the last lesson that package is nothing but a group of collection of Java programs defined under a single name called package here. Okay, so source NetBeans creates by default a package named as package Java hello 2 here, which consists of our source file, which is Java hello 2.java, and we have libraries by default since we are using JDK 1.8 compiler installed in our system. So it gets displayed in the project directory here. Okay, so here we have hello 2.java file here. Okay, so if you go into file, so NetBeans by default inserts all the comments. So okay, the comment is nothing but which gives some description about the statement or instruction. After all, the program is set of instructions. The comments are you might be well versed. So if you have good knowledge of C and C++, the comments go like this with slash star and star slash. Okay, so let's get rid of this comments here to avoid the confusion. Okay, so I am just removing all the comments. Okay, so next important thing is indentation. Okay, so you need not indent the code all the time, but it is always a good practice to indent the code. Okay, so indentation is like the following a path such that the sub programs or the subsections within the block were aligned in a correct manner here. Okay, so another type of comments other than star slash and slash star in Java are this single line comment, which is denoted like this, okay, with a double slash. So if you are familiar with C++, you might have an idea. So also you can write a small description about package of Java prog, whatever you wanted here. Okay, so whatever you wanted, you can define a description. You can say so main class. Okay, you can say main class, or you can have a comment here like main method. So main function or main method. So method is the term which is used in Java world rather than a function when compared to contemporary languages like C++. Okay, so here we have the basic. All these things were by default created by the NetBeans IDE. Okay, So it creates a package under the name of the project, and it creates a public class of by the name of the file name here. Okay, so we have given the source file name as java hello2.java. So it also creates with the same name. It's a good convention to follow, although it is not mandatory to have the same name for both the class name and the source file name, which is .java file name here. Okay, so here we have a main method inside our public class. Okay, we have main method inside the public class here. So main method, in the last lesson we have seen that whatever the main method is the entry point to the execution of the program. So whatever the statement you write to execute goes under the main method. Okay, so also class also have some detailed information like methods, data members, etc. and etc. So which we will see in the subsequent lessons when we study about the object-oriented features of Java programming language. So here we have main. So let's set a small statement as we have written in the last lesson. System.out.println. Right? System.out.println. Here we have a small main small statement which sole purpose is to print a message. So to the output screen here, hello world from, let's say, some stupid silly message, Java hello2. Okay. Okay. So if you want to run the program as we have seen in the last lesson, you need to press this triangle button in the toolbar menu here. Okay, so it just displays whatever the message you have given. So it just displays whatever the message you have given in the system.out.println statement here. Okay, so if you go to projects and okay, so this is the basic stuff about what we have done in the last lesson. So the default directory for the NetBeans is the default directory for the NetBeans projects were given inside the My Documents folder here. Okay, so My Documents consists of the folder dedicated for the NetBeans projects here, which is given by the name NetBeans projects. Okay, so it consists of all the projects whichever you create using the NetBeans IDE. So if you go to that particular, so here the name of our project is Java hello2. Okay, so if you browse until that directory Java hello2, it sits here. Okay, so if you go into that you have again many files and folders here. Okay, so if you go to the src folder, so you find the source file of which we have written the code here. Okay, so this is the code that we have written. It gets stored in the background in the NetBeans project directory. So if you want, you can edit the code straight away from here, or else if you want, you can send it, you can upload to the internet, or you can send to a thumb drive, flash drive, and you can run in another PC or another platform or another compiler or IDE. Okay, so if you go to this build folder inside your project folder here, so you have a folder called classes here. Okay, so if you go to inside that folder, you find a file name with the same source file name, but this is a class file here. Okay, so we have studied in the last lesson that whenever you compile a Java program, it does not give you the machine code. Okay, so the machine code is the one which is understandable by the processor. So but the Java, in the case of Java, it's different. You have it generates a bytecode. Okay, so we have learned that the Java program, when it compiles, it creates a bytecode rather than directly creating a machine code. Okay, so that bytecode gets that bytecode is run by the JVM, which is a virtual machine, and that JVM gives the machine code for that platform. Okay, so the bytecode is nothing but a .class file which is generated for every class defined in a .java program. Okay, Java program. So here we have a single class. So at least you have to remember that every Java program has at least one class. Okay, so since we have made a very basic program which consists of a single class file, so for this class our Java compiler has created a bytecode in the form of a .class file here. Okay, so if you dare enough to see what's stored inside, I bet you don't understand what is a bytecode. Okay, so this is not in a human readable format. It is understood by the JVM, which comes along with your JDK compiler. Okay, so we need not worry about the internal details about the bytecode. Okay, So JVM is good to go with this bytecode, and it understands and it generates the machine code, which is in turn readable by that particular architecture or that particular processor. Okay, so we go to NetBeans, and so there is no mandatory that there should be only one class file and only one main method. Although we have only one main, but there is no mandatory that we need to have only one class file in a .java program. So you can have as many as class files you want. Here I am creating another class within our program, within our .java file here. Okay, so I am saying this as Java Hello 3. Okay, so I am creating another class here. Seems there is a problem, a duplicate. Okay, so I have just used the same name. Okay, Java Hello 3 is the name of the new class which we have defined here, and again the Java Hello 4 here. Okay, so now so if you run this program once again, if you compile this program once again by clicking this green triangle here. Okay, so now if you go back to your project directory, okay, so as we have seen that the project directory sits in NetBeans. So go back, my documents, you have NetBeans projects, and if you browse to your project folder, which is Java Hello 2, and if you go to build and classes, so now if you observe, you have two more class files here. Okay, so previously we have seen only one class file, and it has the compiler has created two more class files here. Okay, that's because, so if you go to NetBeans, so here we have a total 3 classes here. Okay, so the first class is Java Hello 2, and the second class is Java Hello 3, and the third class is Java Hello 4. So subsequently, when the program is fed into the compiler, when it compiles, so it creates 3 separate class files for each class here. Okay, so if you go into look into it, it consists of bytecode corresponding to that class file here. Okay, so as many as classes you create within a Java program, since it's a purely object-oriented programming language, so there is no case in point of creating an individual function. So whatever you wanted, you need to embed that, encapsulate the whole thing, like methods and data members and variables and everything inside a class, and you need to instantiate that class inside the main method, and using that object you need to call those methods to perform the operations on the data. Okay, so this is the internal object-oriented nature of the Java programming language after all. Okay, so this is the basic stuff about the internal details of how the program is getting stored, what is a bytecode, how it's generated, and how it's stored inside our project directory, inside the class files folder. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.